Welcome, Nick, from FaithWorks Wessex, and you're very involved in Wimborne Food Bank as well. You came to speak to us just about a year ago with a really enlightening talk about FaithWorks as well as the food bank. So I think we're really keen to find out what's been happening over lockdown and pandemic, and I think we're aware as a congregation you must be very busy, and there are lots of challenges that you're facing, particularly in terms of your social action areas. So can you fill us in, Nick, on what's been happening over the last year?
Karen, yes, thank you. Thank you so much for the invitation to do this. We really value it, and also value the support, the incredible support that folks at Canford have been giving for a long time. So firstly, just a huge thank you to everybody for the incredible generosity of the support you've given, the donations of food you've given, and also thinking about Chris and Steve, delivering food to the food bank, but also delivering it to people's front doors, which has been useful for those who can't get out because of various reasons to the food bank in person. So, I mean, just a quick reminder, FaithWorks, based over in Bournemouth, we work across the conurbation, including the whole of Dorset, and we have 5 main strands. The strands: homelessness, recovery from addiction, debt advice, community food, and supporting single parent families. And in all those areas, we've seen significant increases in work, as you can imagine, for fairly obvious reasons. So obviously across the UK, lots of people who are wrestling with losing work and so on. So we've seen significant increases in demand for food, but also demand for recovery from addiction. We were just talking earlier that across the UK, significant increases in people who are wrestling with addiction and needing support to manage that. So I mean, just briefly on that, we're running an online version of a recovery course, a national online course that starts, in fact, on the 9th of March. It's a 16-week course running on Tuesdays using the 12 steps approach. If you want to find out more about that, if you go on and punch in the recoverycourse.com, that will tell you all about it. And if you want to find out a bit more about local recovery course options, in fact, on the 15th and 17th of February in the evening, just for an hour, we have some Zoom sessions to explain more about the recovery course and how you can get involved either as a church or teaming up with other churches who are running those courses. And in terms of Wimborne Food Bank, I'm sure you know some details there. An immense effort at Christmas, trying to be creative, not just thinking about the immediate need for food, obviously giving out vast amounts of that, but also some creative stuff around hampers, looking at toy vouchers and book vouchers, but also creatively thinking about how we can support families with micro grants. For example, people who are literally coming in with nothing on the meter to heat the house, and applying for grants takes time. That can take 48 hours. So being able to give out vouchers or money that can be used immediately to top up an electricity meter so that houses can be heated, but also working more broadly with the idea of vouchers. So using vouchers to supplement what we can offer at the food bank in terms of accessing fresh fruit, veg, meat, dairy, and so on. And that's going down very well. And in terms of homelessness, so the government, of course, committed to ensuring that every local authority houses all those that are rough sleeping, and that's ongoing. So in BCP, that was up to 300 people per night. That's reduced by about half, and they're being fed, of course, 3 times a day. So we're involved with feeding those folk who are accommodated in BCP, but also looking at getting off the street is the easy part. Staying off the street is the hard part. So lots of work around increasing skills development, looking at relationship building, looking at dealing with the issues that reduce likelihood of access to work. So how can people re-access work, be ready for work when that comes along? So lots of work around that. And the other thing we're doing in terms of homelessness is investing, partnering with Hope Interaction. So working with investors, they could be small investors, larger investors who or buy a property, three-bed place. We have one so far. We'll link with the church. The church will provide mentoring and support and friendship to the 3 folk who might live in that property. And those who invest, it belongs to them. It's for a 5-year lease, and they see a 2% return on their investment over that 5-year period. We're looking to do more of that. So a very practical way of supporting the work, not just the Faith Works, but a consortium around Bournemouth. And Homelessness Partnership, based in Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole, are looking to attract investors to buy more properties to house people for that 5-year period. So those are the main strands with regards to homelessness and recovery. We're also dealing with large amounts of debt. We're conscious that, so through our community money advice team, our CMA team, and every food bank and community food venue that we're involved in, we'll have a CMA team where we have a bunch of debt advisors and a bunch of budget coach volunteers. We're very conscious that come the 1st of April, we'll see a significant increase in demand for that as furlough stops and as the universal credit uplift of £20 per claimant probably reduces, if not stops entirely. We don't know yet how that will look. We know that therefore across the country we'll see a significant increase in demand for support to manage debt. So we're looking for debt advisors. If you're interested in talking to us about that, and that could be locally in Wimborne or it could be in other locations locally, then by all means drop me an email. I'll give you that detail in a moment. We also deal with, we support, are keen to support single parent families and working hard to do that, and seeing a lot of pressure, as I'm sure you're aware, you've seen on the news, of families struggling to home educate as well as hold down work and so on, with increasing anxiety amongst young people in particular. So how can we support communities to support folk who are in single parent households to stay healthy and to thrive? It's not easy.
No.
So in terms of things then, just to reiterate that we need support for currently, we're after debt advisors. We would love to work with anyone who may be looking to make a small investment or even a large investment in property, where you could aim to achieve a 2% return on that investment that would house folk who desperately need somewhere that is stable and secure. And we would love partnership around recovery from addiction. So if that's something that interests you, please,
Thank you. Thank you. I think that's really helpful, because there may well be people in the congregation that God really speaks to them through that, and it touches. They're asking the question, "What can I do?" And that will touch their hearts. So thank you. I have your email address, Nick, so I will circulate that through our administrator at Camford Parish to everyone on the parish list. And thank you very much. I think we really appreciate the work that Faith Works does, and we will pray for you.
Yes, please.
Obviously, is very important as well. But we don't just want to hand over our social conscience to Faith Works. Some of us really want to be involved, and I hope that will meet some of our congregation's expectations and needs to get involved. Thank you. And thank you for all you do.
Well, thank you for your support. Just in terms of prayers, just generally, a real sense that God is at work. Obviously, praying generally that it's not, it's not our will, but it's God's will here, and that God's kingdom that comes not just about good planning and good ideas and good projects, but God's kingdom that comes practically. Praying for safety for all the volunteers that are involved in being front-facing with folk who we connect with. And just a little detail, we're looking for a new venue, probably for the food bank, somewhere that has a bit more dedicated space that where we can leave our stuff out, our toys out overnight, if you like. So we're trying to pray something in regards to a new venue for the food bank. Thank you.
You.
Karen, thank you.